Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. And tonight I'm kind of operating without a printer, so I wasn't able to print for you my inspiration piece. And then I have a story to tell you about that. But first let me show you this. I brought it up on my laptop, and so I'm bringing it up close. I think some of the lights above may be reflecting off of it, but you can see that it is some burlap ribbon woven into a background with some fall and fall images over top. Some round photos. I'm not going to do that part, but I am going to do some clusters around, and I'm going to do that background. Now, the photo I am going to use, let me bring that up. Here, let's see, is this one of Katie. A few years back, she experimented doing some Halloween makeup. And she did this. She used some of my scrapbooking bling over her eyebrow. And she did half her face, as you can see, kind of a half and half face. She did an excellent job. And she started getting requests to do other people's makeup. So she's always busy at Halloween. And now she's actually interning at a salon where she's doing learning hair, but she is actually their makeup artist. And so she doesn't do this every day, but now I'm going to close my laptop since I've shown you that. And as soon as I get some ink from my printer, I am suffering, and all of the stores where I shop are suffering supply chain interruptions. And so I don't have yellow ink. I was out of yellow and black, and I got the black, but not the yellow. So I have taken some pieces of burlap ribbon in this bright lime green color, and you all know that that's one of my favorite colors. And I'm going to let it be kind of imperfect. I've woven it. She had 12 pieces. I could only fit 9 into what I had left on the spool. And I think that's probably okay. What I think I'm going to do to get it to stick is I'm going to put some adhesive right under the ends. And then the adhesive doesn't show through, and I think this will hold. If they're held at both ends, I think that'll hold them pretty much in place. And then we're going to start. Now, I have pulled some bits from my Scrap Backwards kit, which is fall themed, and then I had some Halloween paper snips. These are paper snips from Bramble Fox, and you can buy them separately, but mine came in my Fox Box Plus, which is the extended Fox Box. So that leaves it looking kind of loose down kind of here in the middle, and it's uneven on the sides, which is what I wanted. And by the way, I didn't tell you, but the artist who did the first layout, and I told you I had a story, is Natsuko Suzuki. And she did hers for CSI, which is Color Stories Inspiration. It's a Facebook group that does challenges in the form of CSI, crime scene investigation type cases that you solve. And there are 3 of them every month. And it's a wonderful, wonderful group. And I used to do those challenges more often than I do now. And I have kind of cleared my schedule recently and that's one of the things I plan to add in. They're just wonderful, and the group of people are just great. So anyway, I had printed that off, and it went in the pile of my Pinterest pins that I wanted to do. So I had all of this video prepped, and then I went looking for the digital image. I had the paper printout, and right now, at this moment, I cannot lay my hands on it, which is why I showed you that on the computer screen. So I went online to look for it and found it with the CSI Color Stories Inspiration tag down at the bottom of it, the strip. So I quickly texted her or messengered her and asked for her permission to use it for off the board. And I told her that we normally do Pinterest pins, and usually CSI layouts are very often, they end up on Pinterest. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. She gave me her permission happily. She was very gracious about it. And so I'm going to go ahead and use it, even though at this moment I don't think it's on Pinterest, but we're going to trust that someday soon it will be. Okay, so because I don't have a printer, I don't have a photo. So my photo, I think I'm planning for it to go kind of right here in the middle where Natsuko's, she had like a sentiment card, like a cut apart card right there. So I want to do it so that on one side or the other, you can see these spaces so you can still see that it's woven. And I'm going to go ahead and put some foam on the back of it. And I'm going to use this. And if that doesn't hold, I can go back and put some liquid glue. It seems to be holding, so that should be fine. Okay, one of the things I noticed was that she had an arrow or a banner. I think she had an arrow pointing in. And so I thought I would use this, and I'm not sure where to put it. It actually reaches my photo if I do it this way. And I think I might like that, so let me leave that there. Now, one of the things that was in my Scrap Backwards kit was this little, there was a kit in there to make these flowers. So if I do that, I kind of thought maybe I would add in this envelope, kind of tuck it into the flowers. And I have these little things. They look like flare, but they are called doodads. And these are ones I bought in 2013, so they're almost 10 years old. And I'm committed to using them, even though they could look like they're competing with my Dotty About flare that I normally use. I thought that might work like that to make something of a cluster. And then I thought I might add some leaves in. She had some leaves, and I liked how they kind of came off. So that's like maybe my first cluster. That's an idea I had. And I thought I would mount this little line of pumpkins over this side of the photo, but I won't have any adhesive under it so that I can slide the photo under it. So that's an idea that I have for that. Then I have this thing that says, "Hey Foxy," and it could kind of work because that's kind of a foxy photo of Katie. And here's a little fox, and I can do some leaves maybe pointing up. So I could do it sort of like that. And this is not exactly how I had arranged it when I was laying things out, but it may be it may be what works best. She had a ticket, and I had this ticket. This came off of the Halloween paper snips, and I thought maybe I could kind of hide part of it. Put this up on some foam so that it clears the ticket. I've got this little guy that's a squirrel that could kind of maybe go there, and I've got a little owl. I can probably put all that stuff together, and I have a couple leaves, so something like that. And then I had kind of a question of whether I need another cluster, and I decided that if I want one, I need one. And I thought maybe I could do something like this and have the little guy kind of overlapping the pumpkin there. And maybe I would then want at least 2 of these leaves to be pointing downwards. So let me put some foam behind this sticker, and we'll see how far we get. That kind of looks like what I want, and then it leaves me some room for some other bits if I wanted to. I was thinking of trying to work maybe at least a torn piece of this paper, and I think I have another bit of that. But let's just get these things down. Okay, the first thing that would go down is this one, and it has so many foam layers. This is also Doodlebug, and it's from the same collection as these little doodads. I'm going to put this down far enough that you can see this on the other side. And then I've got this, and I have 2 layers of, okay, let's see if that works. That said autumn, and I have covered that up, but that's okay. This is a cute little hedgehog eating an apple. And I love that color, that dark red contrasted with the green. So let me get that in there. I'm not really paying a whole lot of attention. And I know those don't look like, those are tree leaves, not flower leaves or floral leaves. But at this point, I'm not really caring. Okay, and then let's put this down here by the photo cluster, or by the photo. And I'm going to do that so that it sticks out past those. Let me put a little thin strip of foam kind of just over to one side there, and I'll let it, I think this will look cute, and the way the photo is oriented, there's none of her face is kind of over on this side, so there's none of her face that's going to get hidden. So now I'm going to put this in place, and then that'll determine where everything else goes. I need this little fox kind of here. And then I think I wanted one of these leaves to go up. And the other two will point down. And I'll make the other two kind of different in color. Whoops. And what's kind of cool is putting the glue just at the tip of the leaf kind of makes it curl up and stand out. I really like how that's working. And this is looking empty to me, so I am going to go through and see if I can find something. Maybe there's something in here. This little banner-y thing that says Happy Days. I kind of like that. Let's see, there's What a Hoot and All the Colors and Sweater Weather, Nature's Best. Let's see if there's anything else. This says Boo to You. And then I have the bottom, there's more leaves. I know I have the bottom to this. This has some round things. It has, how about that Boo to You and that spilled bottle of poison? We'll do that. And it's and there's also something that says Spooktacular, and I could put that maybe here by the photo. And I know I'm kind of getting ahead of myself or behind myself or in my own way or something like that, because I haven't finished. I didn't put that one together, so I've become distracted. My ADD is showing. And so I'm going to do that right there. And I'm going to cut this Boo to You out. And where did I see Spooktacular? I'll figure it out. I'll find it. And one of the things I like about cutting these out, the paper is really wonderful. It's not exactly a glossy surface, but it's not matte either. It's a really high quality cardstock, but it's not so shiny that it reflects a lot of light. Okay, I'll cut that tape in half. Put it on here. And it's probably a little too much. Nope, it's exactly right. And I'll maybe cut one of those little round bits to make this. I can do that. And then is there, let's see, here's the Spooktacular. Again, and I'll let this is going to be a tab up above the photo, and it's perfect because it's black and white and has a spider web, and that's what her photo looks like. Okay, I'm going to put the foam up across the top so that I can scooch it, and this is going to move over. I can scooch it down like that, and that works. Now, that actually helps me know how to arrange this cluster. This cluster is giving me the most headache. I'll do that one later too. I haven't done that one, and I need a round thing for this one, and I haven't figured out what I want. Maybe I don't want something that's cute, if you will. Maybe something a little oh, let's see. Here are some things. See, they're too cute. I'll figure it out. Let's do this first. Okay, so I'm gonna let the ticket be the main attraction, and it'll be kind of the backdrop for everything else. And I'll let it go off at an angle like that, partially obscured by the photo frame. Then I've got this, which can kind of overlap that. I have this little stamp, which is going to need some liquid glue to it. Let's see, if I put this here, then the stamp could kind of go out from the ticket like so. These little doodads are cute. I'll have to kind of talk to Adam about maybe doing something like that for Dottie. So these could kind of go up like that. I like that. Okay. A little bit of glue there. And I think that's being held by some glue, something else that's stuck. Okay, now I'm gonna leave the back on this perspective because with that backing on it, I don't think the adhesive will show as much, although I could see it just then. So I'm gonna spread it around, and I'm gonna put it here. And it's meant, this whole cluster is meant to be off of the, I guess off the canvas, that being the canvas. And so this is gonna go here, overlapping that and down a little bit. And then these guys will go behind it. Kind of off this way. And these are similar colors and the same shape. And I haven't done that on any of the others, so I've kind of mixed them up. Okay, so that works. Now, right there, what do I want? Let me look at my perspectives. Oh, I know. I need a ladybug because this is Katybug. Okay, so I have a flare. I know what I have. I have a Bramble Fox ladybug. That'll be perfect. That's awesome. Okay, and I think I may do the same thing. Leave the backing on. I'm probably risking it coming up, but if I put it in an album fairly soon, it should be just fine. Let me see if I can. No, that's down. So this kind of needs to be, that needs to go there. Oh, okay. I am so happy with this. And Natsuko, thank you so much for the inspiration. And I had these rub-ons out, and I was maybe gonna rub on some of those leaves or just something from there. And I think I'm not. I think I'm happy with it just the way it is. I do have this little sheet of stickers that has some stars, some things in the color scheme. And so I'm maybe gonna sprinkle a few of those around. I like this kind of orangey one. Of course, I put the lime green one out there first. Let me do that. I'm gonna take the larger lime green and put it up here. And then I typically do my overlapping hearts, and I have this red down here and that red there. I may balance it with a red outline heart here with a smaller red kind of wonky heart. There we go. Okay, so I'm done. I thank you for watching, and I really, I hope you'll check out everybody else who's taken their Pinterest pins or another source of art as I did here, and brought it to life. And I will take a photograph of this, and then I'm going to digitally bring the photo onto this, so when I post it, you'll see the photo on it. And I'm recording this almost a week in advance, so there's a chance that my ink will come in which case I'll put the real photo on there and take a photo of it. So let me get that glued back down, pressed back down, although it doesn't matter. And I hate that my background doesn't show up as well as Natsuko's. Her smaller clusters that were fully contained within the width of her ribbon was probably the way to go. But I don't hate this. I actually love it. I may need a word or two from my paper snips. Let me do like happy haunting, shriek. Oh, dress to impress. There we go. And I cut it, unevenly, and that's fine. So I'm gonna stretch it right across there. And I'll put a little thin strip of foam behind it. And then we're done. So again, I will have the links to everybody playing along this month with Off the Board and in my description box, so be sure and check those out. Let me kind of distress this a little bit, and I'm going to distress the edges of the photo. I didn't distress the mat here. If I had it to do over again, I probably would. That is staying there, but let me put a little bit of glue to get it stuck to the... That one's not shaped like the Dottie flares. These little 4 doodads were the only flare I owned until Dottie started shipping overseas, and I started buying theirs, and then kind of got... Anyway, I'm done. I'm going to stop faffing with it. Thanks a lot for watching. See you next month for another Off the Board, and maybe I'll actually have a pin from Pinterest when I come back. Bye.